As a parent, what are your main concerns for your children? Is it making sure that they eat all of their vegetables? That they academically excel by getting good grades? Is it that they are hanging out with good kids making good choices? That they stay out of trouble and off of drugs? Well, what about texting and driving? The numbers illustrating the risks of cell phone use while driving are downright startling. How can we keep our kids safe while driving or being a passenger of a vehicle? Hi, my name is Donna Corona, and today I'm going to talk to you about the risks of distracted driving and what we can do to minimize it. The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes each year. When looking specifically at teen driver cell phone statistics, 11 teens die each day in a result of texting while driving. These startling statistics are real, and many families are now a part of this statistic. As technology advances, we must educate ourselves on how to protect and minimize against this danger. Texting and driving is a growing problem. Think back 20 years ago, when we didn't even have the capabilities to text while we drive. In 2014, over 3,000 people were killed and close to 500,000 were injured in car crashes involving distracted driving. 1 out of every 4 car accidents in the U.S. is caused by texting and driving. These numbers are evidence that there is a major problem that exists. If you or your child lives through the risky choice of texting while driving, the cost of that text message can be significant. Let's start with the lower, less severe punishment. You can end up with a fine equating from $50 all the way up to $1,000, which is very minimal for the risk involved. Think about your car repairs, not only for your car, but the car that was damaged. If you get cited for driving while distracted, your insurance premiums could increase up to 25%. It's also important to know that the price we pay for distracted driving could also be devastating to a victim's family. Think about if you severely injure yourself or someone else, or even worse, killed someone or killed yourself. You could never put a value on life. According to Edgar Snyder and Associates, 1/4 of teenagers respond to at least one text message every time they drive. And 20% of teens and 10% of parents report having multiple text message conversations while driving. With teens having less experience, they are already more likely to have an accident than other drivers, as well as more likely to have an accident from distracted driving. Answering a text takes away from your attention for about 5 seconds. Let's use the scenario that you are traveling 55 miles per hour. 5 seconds is enough time to travel the full length of a football field. So how do we get the message across that it can wait? Texting and driving is extremely dangerous. It could result in a car accident, or even worse, it could result in death. Texting and driving could have major implications on your life. You could be paralyzed or severely injure your passenger, or even worse, you could spend the rest of your life behind bars for vehicular manslaughter. If we continue to ignore this problem, it's only going to get worse. The death toll over the course of the last 10 years regarding distracted driving is on the rise. According to a study performed by Toyota, teens that have parents that text while they drive are more likely to do it as well. As a passenger, how likely are you to say something to a driver who is texting? According to distraction.gov, about 40% of all American teens say that they have been in a car when the driver used a cell phone in a way that put people in danger. So my solution is to help with this issue is to educate. Educate our young drivers on the risks involved with distracted driving. Have them take a pledge that they will not touch their phones while driving. that they will put their phones in the glove box or a secured place where it is out of sight, out of mind. Educating is one of the quickest, easiest ways to prevent distracted driving. When we talk about distracted driving, it goes off of your word. This is their pledge to you, to their friends, to their future, that they are not going to become a part of the statistic. But that actually goes both ways. This is a pledge from us, that we pledge to our kids that we will be there for their future, that we will have a future ourselves, and that we will be there for our families. Also educate that it is okay to speak up when they are put in an unsafe situation by a distracted driver. Educate their friends or people that they ride with that they are not going to ride with them if they are going to be distracted. We are making the right choice by educating our kids. If we all take a stance together, our futures will be brighter. We won't be part of the grueling statistic. We will be able to see our kids graduate together, go to college together, and build their futures together. We all need to come together to take a stance together, a stance against texting and driving. In conclusion, texting and driving is a choice. Today, I'd like all of us who will be true to it to take the pledge to not text and drive. We can lead by example and set the same expectations for ourselves as we do for our kids. We have the expectations for them to do well in school, to get good grades, to make the right choices, to not do drugs. But let's make sure that they have a priority to not text and drive. We must remind them that driving is a privilege, and distraction-affected crashes are preventable. By working together, we can all help reduce driver distractions, save lives, and prevent injuries. Thank you.